Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle. This channel is centered around fitness and wellness, and today we're doing a little bit of something different. So I recently found my iPad from my childhood, and I thought it would be a really funny video idea since it's been about 5 years since I started lifting to go through my original lifting vlogs or like fitness wellness vlogs and kind of react to them with you guys, give feedback to myself, what I would do differently and that kind of thing. So if that sounds interesting to you, definitely stick with it and keep watching. So for a little bit of context, about 5 years ago in 2020 is when I first started lifting during COVID. Before that, I played softball and stuff, but I never was someone who worked out, went to the gym, went running, cared at all about my diet. Like none of that was of consideration to me, and everything really changed during COVID. And that's when I really started learning about nutrition, learning about getting my steps in, getting cardio done, and all that stuff. But obviously, there was a lot of learning curves along the way. So, this is going to be from literally the beginning of my lifting journey. So, let's check it out.
Alright, hello Finowocus, if this is going on the vlog account. So this is a little different. Today I'm starting the Chloe Ting 2-week shred challenge. The challenge is on her.
Okay, I gotta stop it right there. So classic finding my fitness core in the Chloe Ting challenge. Comment down below if you guys started your fitness journey with Chloe Ting, because I feel like she started so many people's fitness journeys during COVID. And this specific one was her 2-week ab challenge, which now, like reflecting on that, obviously you can't get abs in 2 weeks. Abs come from a calorie deficit and building muscle in your abs. So you can't really get them in 2 weeks. You can definitely, there is something to be said about newbie gains in the gym and making a lot of gains your first year in the gym. But that being said, I don't know how you would be able to get abs in 2 weeks unless you very much had a starvation diet. But she won an abs in 2 weeks, which is so fair.
On her website. I've been doing a lot of workouts recently. So paired with this, I'll probably be doing some of my own cardio, some of my own work, depending on like
Okay, so I'm doing the ab challenge and I'm also doing my own cardio. So at this point, I'm not doing any resistance training, which makes sense because gyms weren't open at the time. But yeah, so my roots kind of stem from a lot of like HIIT centric workouts and my own cardio. At this point, I was running a little bit, although I think my idea of running was like a 5 minute run, and then which like isn't a bad place to start. But I truly didn't really understand what was going to be effective cardio because a 5 minute run wasn't going to do much for me.
I want to work out for softball and stuff. So like this isn't going to be like the only working out I'm doing, but it's going to be like a main part of my routine, especially the workouts that are like 50 minutes. I probably won't be doing a lot more. And it's the reason I don't know if I'm going to post this. I'm not very keen on like before pictures because it's like, ew.
And I feel so bad for myself. I'm saying in this part of the video, I'm saying I'm not super keen on before pictures. I think this was a point where I felt very uncomfortable in my body. And I think a huge part of that, which isn't something I've tapped into at this point in my journey, was nutrition. I really didn't eat a balanced diet at all. I basically ate all processed foods, all carbs. I did not have a good diet. I only liked sweet food. And I think that's why I felt so uncomfortable all the time. I mean, I think I'm going to show you guys some before pictures in this video itself, but you can kind of see I've got a little bit of skinny fat going on, which is a term a lot of people use for like someone who's not overweight but doesn't have any muscle mass. And I didn't really have any muscle mass because I really didn't eat any protein. I didn't do any resistance training, but my diet was so bad that not only like I looked fine, but inside I did not feel great. And I'm not talking about like inside, like emotionally. I'm like literally talking about like my stomach was not doing well. Like I did not have good energy levels and I constantly felt bloated because I was constantly eating processed food 24/7.
Yeah, so this is what it looked like before. Yes, there's that. I don't even know if I'm gonna post this, so, but we're gonna be doing, yeah. So there we go. That's probably all I'm showing. You guys can basically, these leggings are really loose, so like, I don't know if I'm gonna measure myself or not, but I have all of my numbers in a book. So if I put those up, like weight and stuff, I don't know if I will, just because like I feel like weight's not really coordinated with weight, like muscle mass and stuff.
I love that part where I'm saying weight's not correlated with muscle mass. I think that's so true. And even at this point, I knew that numbers weren't everything. Obviously, at this point, my goal was to lose some weight. I wanted to lose some fat, and I knew that would be weight loss, especially since I didn't have access to resistance training. There wasn't any recomp I could really be doing.
Anyway, so I'm gonna start the challenge. See if I'm back in 2 weeks. I don't know if I will be. This is like, it's very new for me, but we'll see.
Oh, I end the video saying this is very new for me. I think I felt very uncomfortable with the idea of sharing this story online. Everyone talks about before pictures and how taking progress photos is so essential, and no one really talks about how uncomfortable it can be when you're putting yourself in this completely new arena. You know nothing about fitness, and you're putting your own body on display, which is why a lot of these videos I really didn't share on the internet until now. I mean, I wasn't posting at this point either, but like with anyone, I didn't really show anyone that because I just felt very uncomfortable and out of my depth. And it's so cute seeing me push through that. I think that's so essential for your fitness journey, is to be able to push through the uncomfortableness of your first workout. Okay, here's another video from the next day, 7:40 a.m. So I'm at it early.
Hey guys, it's day 2. Finished. It was tough. I think it was pretty tough for one reason, because I didn't. Okay, I know this is bad, but I didn't eat breakfast before this because I knew we were having like an Easter breakfast. But I did give myself a lot of slack.
So this video is kind of funny to me because I'm very concerned that I think I'm going to come off as making bad decisions because I didn't eat breakfast beforehand. And I just think that's funny because I'm currently not really doing any fasted workouts because I don't prefer them, but for most of the semester I was doing fasted morning workouts just because I don't love eating in the morning. And I think that just goes to show that like I really didn't want to come off as like I didn't want to come off in this video as doing something unhealthy because mentally I felt like I needed to. Which I do think is really key, but also the activity that you are doing isn't inherently unhealthy or disordered. It depends on how you're applying it. So, for example, earlier this semester when I was doing fasted workouts, I was doing them because I felt better and I didn't feel great eating in the morning. So, they were never inherently unhealthy or disordered for me. But for someone else, they could potentially come off that way. And I think at this point, I was very concerned about coming off that way when truly, like now looking back, if I felt like I could work out better without food in my stomach because I had more energy, then that was totally fine. Obviously, in this video, I'm saying my workout wasn't great because I didn't eat beforehand, which is totally fine. But as I've started to work with my IBS more, I've realized that fasted workouts do work a lot better for me on certain occasions, and that's totally fine.
All right, hey guys, end of day 2, and so today was Easter. We had a pretty big brunch at my house and stuff. So good things about today. I thought the workout was definitely good. I was really glad I was able to get up early, get that done. After that meal, the whole day though, I've just been feeling so bad about it, which I know that's not like a good thing.
So I think it's interesting I'm talking about feeling guilty after eating a large meal, and I think a huge part of that was I really went headfirst into the online gym community, and I also really went headfirst into not caring at all about what I ate versus caring a lot about what I ate. And I think the feeling of just being bloated and wanting to make progress, because progress requires consistency. Well, on day 2 it's Easter, so you can't really be consistent for one day and then not the next, you know what I mean? So I can kind of see where I'm coming from with this, because there's never truly a good time to start. You're always going to have roadblocks, but I think this version of me didn't really know how to deal with that, versus now I kind of know how to navigate stuff like that a little bit better. And I also know how to navigate settings where I'm not like plating my own food. I know how to navigate, okay, I want to make a plate, eat slowly, see if I get full, make sure I have protein in there, but also make sure I'm having a balanced plate. If there's something I want, that's totally cool. But another thing about me is I get full super late. So like I have a tendency to overeat because I always get full a lot later than like I ate. So that's something I've learned now, but back then like I would just eat a lot and just feel overfull.
I'm not trying to let one meal discourage me. I'm trying to keep a positive mindset. And I'm especially happy because my skin's clearing up, which is nice. So tomorrow I'm planning to go down. Tomorrow's cardio day, which I'm going to try and do a HIIT workout. I'm going to keep going with the 2-week shred.
I love the talk about positive mindset. That is so key, especially when you're beginning in the gym. You need to meet yourself in the middle. You need to meet yourself with grace. Like, you are not going to be able to become a 5 a.m., 3-hour gym rat, and you don't want to. Trust me. You don't want that initially, but also you're not going to get there initially. You need to ease into it.
Hey guys, so day 3 of the challenge, and I
Day
just want to
3.
vlog this because today I was actually feeling really good.
Yay!
I got up, I did the workout. Today's workout was pretty hard. I did the workout, and then I showered, and then around 10 I ate breakfast, which I just had Cheerios, which is weird because I normally have a really sugary breakfast, but I was like, today's like hardcore cardio day, so I don't want to.
I'm geeking. I just said I had Cheerios. Normally, I have a really sugary breakfast. Cheerios aren't inherently bad, but I just don't really eat cereal at this point because it doesn't make me feel my best. It makes me feel super bloated and just like energy spikes. But you can see like the gradual progression towards healthier foods, which I think is such a great thing. Like I was just saying, you need to meet yourself halfway. Like I could not go from how I was eating to egg whites, oats. Guys, my mic cut out in the middle of this, so I'm literally just gonna overdo the rest of it.
Ruin the workout. And frankly, like after that, like I just was so happy. I don't even know. I think I was just like proud of myself for like.
So this part I was really emphasizing just like how happy I felt seeing myself be like proud of myself, and even like 3 days in feel the effects of pushing yourself and reaping those rewards and not taking the easy way out. And I just think that's such a cool thing that only 3 days in, I was already like really feeling great about it, feeling proud of myself, keeping that positive mindset, which is so key.
Doing what I plan to do because I don't do that a lot. So I don't know. It was a good day. Eating was pretty good, even though I was eating like fattening stuff. Like I didn't have that many snacks. Like I had like a variety of stuff. Like, yeah, I had a Hot Pocket for dinner, but it had like vegetables with it, so it was fine.
In this part, I was specifically pointing out how I thought it was really cool that I was, instead of restricting anything in my diet and restricting the foods I enjoyed eating, like cereal, like Hot Pockets, I was trying to add healthier alternatives to them. So like with the Hot Pocket, adding vegetables on the side, that's more fiber. I'm going to feel more full. That's also going to give me more sustained energy levels. But I'm still getting the satisfaction of having the Hot Pocket that I wanted. And obviously over time, this gradually progressed towards healthier foods. But even now, like I find ways to make quesadillas high protein. I find ways to make protein pancakes. Like I work in some of my favorite foods on my daily regime.
Okay. Tonight has been kind of a bad night for self-esteem. So that's been interesting, but I did what I don't know what okay, sorry, those are really, normally the nights are good, so I'm not very used to vlogging the bad ones, but it's fine. So since it was a bad night, I was drinking a bunch of water. I put on these fluffy shorts, fluffy pajama shorts that, okay, every time I put them on and look in the mirror, I'm like, dang, I got some snatched legs.
One thing I really liked, like one tactic I'm using here, is having clothing that I knew would make me feel a little bit better and help me mentally. And I do the same thing now. Like if I'm having a bad day in the gym, I'm wearing oversized sweats not only does it help me feel better because it's just not as tight, but also when I look in the mirror, I don't see anything, and it really helps me zone in on my training. Remember, my passion for fitness does not come from those external factors. It comes from the intrinsic factors, feeling stronger, feeling better, feeling my healthiest. That's my main goal with fitness. And so being able to take the body dysmorphia aspect out of it, any way I could, and again, a huge way for that is just having clothes that I know are going to be helpful, that, started as a tool in 2020 and is still a tool I use today. Anyway, if you guys want to see more content like this, if you guys want to see me dig up some more old fitness videos, I definitely can do that. Thank you guys so much for watching and bearing with me through these microphone troubles. I only realized that as I was editing, which is when I'm filming this audio now. But this was super fun, and I loved filming this, so definitely like, comment, subscribe, let me know if you like it, and I'll see you guys next week.